Good morning, boys and girls. I have not quite figured out how to include the calendar with our video. So for today, I'm just going to skip it since it's been backwards, but I will let you know that today is April 7th, 2020, and it's Tuesday. So we're looking here at the Tuesday page for religion. And I'm actually going to send this video link where you can just click it whenever I send out the math link as well. So just remember, we have 4 things to do. Oh, I guess let me read you the first part here. Today we fast forward to Thursday afternoon when Jesus had a special meal with his friends. So you're going to watch the video that's about the Last Supper. It says, dress up like you're going to a fancy dinner. So if you can join me on Zoom today, I'm going to dress up like I'm going to a fancy dinner. Do. Make a special meal with your family. Sing a favorite hymn together. So think of one of your favorite songs about Jesus and see if you can sing it all together and see if you can make a special meal. If everybody's busy, if you just don't have anything fancy, you can still make a special meal by making sure that you set out all the dishes before you serve the food. You could roll up the napkins and tie them so they look fancy, even if you're just having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or something. The last part is share. Offer to get groceries for someone you know who can't or who shouldn't leave their home, or deliver a meal to someone. So this is something, if you know your neighbors or if you have some family members, perhaps you can offer to them like, hey, I'd like to go to the grocery store for you. Or if you can't go pick something up, can I pick it up for you? If you aren't that familiar with your neighbors enough to talk to them, then, or if you just aren't leaving your house either, then perhaps you can just pray for those who don't have what they need, either someone to help them get their things because they need to stay safe at home, or maybe for those who are struggling with food. And I just want to remind you, if you're having some issues finding food, I know that the supermarkets are having lines to get in right now and everything's very slow. Just remember that at Holy Cross, I think it's from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. They're still serving lunch every day, so you can go up to school and get a free lunch. So that is Tuesday's religion. All right. So now here we are in math. If you've already picked up your math book, which I know some of you have, that's awesome. You should turn to page 377. And if you haven't and you're working from these pages that we printed out, then you'll be all set. I do want to make sure that you please, let's see here. Change my color so you can see it. Please make sure that you are writing this word on the math book for me. I want you to write Tuesday real big before you write your name as well. That way I can, when I'm going to check and grade through them, if your parents are sending a whole lot all together at the end of the week, it will be easy for me to say, okay, these were the Tuesday lessons, these were the Wednesday lessons. So let me erase those. If you're still writing, you can pause it. We're going to talk today about tally marks. Tally marks. We've done a little bit of tally marks before, and I know that you've done some in kindergarten. And before I read our question, I just want to remind you of what they are, okay? So this word is tally chart. This is tally mark. And tally mark, it says, each tally mark shows 1. So it's different than when we're talking about tens and ones. When we're talking about tens and ones and we did lines and dots, and it looked like this, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, that's different, okay? I don't want you to be thinking in that way anymore. I want you to just think about tally marks. Each tally mark shows 1, and then this part right here stands for 5. So when we're counting across, it actually goes like this. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one always crosses it out so that you can see it in a bunch. I want you to make a fist with your hand, And on your fist, I want you to look at, let me see how I can explain this. I want you to look at your thumb. And if your thumb is on the side of your fingers, move it in front of your fingers where your knuckles are. And then look at it. And let's see here. I'm doing my left hand. And my left hand sort of looks like the tally marks because my thumb is crossing sort of the other 4. And it reminds me that on this one hand, I have 5 altogether. So that's an easy way for me to remember that this symbol means 5. I don't have to count it each time. I can just say it. And if I had several of them, I could count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. All right? So all of these charts today are going to be tally charts. So now I'm ready to read at the top. And let's see if I can do this and this and this. So you can follow along as I read. Let's see if this works. Here we go. Oh, it's still black. All right, here we go. Sadie writes her friend's favorite colors in a tally chart. How many more friends choose blue than choose green? So how many more friends choose blue than choose green? So what we want to do is we want to look and see. First we see the tally. So I can see that for blue we had 5, and then I'm just going to count on 6, 7. So they wrote the 7 here. For green, we just have 5. I don't have to count it. I can just see it and say it. And then for red, we can't see the 5, so we're going to count. We're going to say 1, 2, 3. So we had 3. So we have 7, 5, and 3. And the way that we can read it and know which part we're on is that it's telling us blue is this amount, green is this amount, and red is this amount. And let's see here at the top, it's telling us everything in this line right here. I should have used a thicker marker. Let's see. Everything in this line right here are the colors. So the colors are blue, green, and red. Everything in this line right here are the tally marks. So we have tallies, tallies, and tallies. And everything right here is the total. So they went ahead and wrote the numbers out so we don't forget. So we have 7, 5, and 3. Hopefully that makes sense for how to read these charts, these graphs, okay? Now we're going to solve the problem. We figured out what the numbers are, 7, 5, and 3, but now we still have to solve the problem. It says, to find how many more friends chose blue, read the data in the tally chart and subtract. So data. Data is the information that they gave us. So we're going to subtract because it gave us a magic phrase up here. How many more? How many more? How many more tells us to subtract. So I'm going to say how many more blue than green? Well, we've written it out here with our nice colors. There are 7 blue. We're taking away the 5 green, and 7 minus 5 equals 2. So now I'm going to keep looking at this tally chart because my question down here says, oops, use the tally chart above to answer the question. So I need to pay attention to this same chart. How many friends like red the most? So I'm coming back up here. I'm looking to see, okay, here's red. Oh, I shouldn't have used that pen. Sorry, loves. Here's red. And I slide across to see that it was 3. So I can simply trace my 3 down here. There are 3 friends who like red the most. So now we're going to turn to page 378. 378 here. If you are doing this in your book, please write Tuesday at the top. And also I want you to notice right here, I've changed this into bonus. You don't have to write that on yours, but just know that this is a bonus and I'm not going to go over it. It's something that you can do with a grown-up if you have time, if they think that it's helpful for you to continue. So now I'm ready to read at the top here. here we go. Ryan writes the number of stickers he has in a tally chart. Okay, so here are Ryan's stickers. That's his title. And let me change so we can see a little better. This column are the stickers. So there's an earth sticker, a moon sticker, and a sun sticker. This column is the tallies, and you can see there are all tallies going down, and these are going to be the totals. Okay, now it says how many moon and sun stickers does Ryan have in all? So I'm looking for the moon. Here I find the moon, and I'm going to slide across. I see here's the tally marks. We count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the number that they have. So first I'm going to write a 4 right here. How many moon and sun stickers? So now I'm going to find the sun. Oh, and I see that we had 5 here, and then I'm going to keep counting. 6, 7, 8, 9, which matches what they put here. So I'm going to put a 9 right here. 4 plus 9 equals, so I'm just going to count it up. I can know that 9 plus 1 more is 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. So then I'm going to answer it again. Ryan has 13 moon and sun stickers. Now we're moving on to the second chart. The second chart, let me make that a little less. So I'm going to keep reading right here together. Mr. Jones writes his students' favorite drinks in a tally chart. In a tally chart. Here we go. Here's our tally chart. Favorite drinks. These are the drinks. We have juice, milk, water. Okay? And these are all of the tallies going straight down. And these are the totals. So now it says, which drink, I'm on the question, which drink do students choose the most? How do you know? So I'm looking and I see the tallies and they've counted them. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6. So I have 2 6s and 1 8. And I know that 8 is bigger than anything else. So most students chose, I'm going to look back this way. Most students chose milk. So I'm going to write that right here. There's already a period. Most students chose milk. And it says, how do you know? And I can say 8 is more than 6. 8 is more than 6. When you're finished writing, you can turn the page. We're going to skip the homework pages if you're in your book. The homework pages have black right here, so you'll know which ones to skip. If your parent thinks that you need a little more help, a little more practice, maybe part wasn't making quite as much sense as you thought, then parents, they absolutely can do the homework pages if you feel that they need a little extra practice. So now, if you're in the book, you should turn to page 381. And I want to remind you again to please write Tuesday on the top and then to write your name. We want a good practice writing our name because the first thing that we do... Did you finish the chant? I know you like to. The first thing that we do is always the same. First we write our number and then we write our name. Okay, now that we know how to read the tally charts, we're going to start filling out our own. So, let's look right up here. Sorry about my cough. A little nagging cough. It says, make tally charts. Dawn sees some animals at the zoo. How many penguins, bears, and seals does Dawn see? So we're going to begin our counting. It says you can cross out the animals as you count them, And then down here it says, you can record the number of animals in the tally chart. So I'm going to count the penguins first because I see the penguin is listed here at the top. So for my penguins, I have 1, 2, 3. I cross them out because it makes sure that I know I've counted all of them. And then I can write my tallies, and I would draw 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. And then I would write my 3 right here. Then I'm going to count the bears because they're second. So here we go, bears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I go to write the tallies, it would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can write the 6 here. And the last one are the seals. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to write, let me see if I can hop back where we were. Okay. I'm going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's how we write that part. So now it says, use the tally chart above to answer the question. So I'm still looking at this tally chart here. Which tallies show 5 plus 2 more? 5 plus 2 more. Which one shows 5 plus 2 more? So I'm looking up here. I'm looking for a group of 5 plus 2 more, and I can see that very easily right here. Here is a group of 5, and here is plus 2 more. Okay? So the way I'm going to write it is like this. I'm going to say the tallies for the seal show 5 plus 2 more. So make sure that you write the word seal, S-E-A-L, right in that blank space. And then we'll turn the page. Page 382. Remember, this part is bonus. We won't be going over it together. All right. Here we go. Fill in the tally chart. Cross out each fruit as you tally it. So you want to make sure that you're crossing them out as we go. So here we go. Let me make it black so we can see. So the first thing I want to do is I want to look and see what all the fruits are that we have. So we have an apple, lemon, and a berry. So I'm going to start with the apples because they're up top. So I'm going to cross them out as I go. I'm going to say 1. Don't get confused with those berries. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So I'm going to make my tallies first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And write my 5 right here. Next up is the lemon. 1, 2. 1 and 2. And I'll write the 2 here. And last is the berries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to do it just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop and do your 5 across. 6. And write my 6. All right. Next up is problem solving. If Kara, let me highlight so you can see. Ooh, that's too big. Let's try that again. If Kara has 2 more beans, how many total beans will her tally chart show? So it's saying if she got 2 more beans. Let's do this in red so we can see. We already have tomatoes are at 6, peppers are at 8, the beans are at 2. So if she had 2 more beans, so all I would have to do is add 1, 2, and then count them up. And that gives us a total of 4. Kara's chart will show 4 tally marks and a total of 4 beans. And that's it for our math today. And I'll make sure that I post the video link for religion, and we'll see you at 1 o'clock in your fancy clothes.